Hey there. Good evening. Whew, how are you guys doing tonight? Matt, None the Artist, good evening. Oh. I gotta tell you guys something. I'm exhausted. I'm hot. I'm sweating. And, and it sounds like my wife got home just now. So, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. She just got home. She was gone when I got back. I literally got back from my bike ride tonight at 2 minutes. 2 minutes until 9 o'clock. Oh, yeah, honeycombs are back. They are. They're different now. They're Smeechley colors. I also have to wear my headphones tonight because I wouldn't be able to see through my glasses. It would be hard to see through my glasses right now. I did it though. I had set a goal, and I had set this goal for myself for June, and then I thought I was going to push it to July, but I finished it tonight. Instead, I just did it. I just said, let's go do it. 20 miles. 20-mile bike ride tonight. They would get foggy because I've literally been back from my bike ride for like 5 minutes, and the sweat is just pouring off of me. It's really gross. It's really gross. I'm sorry that you guys have to see it. So if I put them on, there's no way I'll be able to see through them for at least another hour. Whew. Anyway, I also wanted to ask, let's move this closer. If you guys could tell any difference in the sound. Except there's something under my desk keeping me from putting my microphone where it belongs. There we go. Sorry, I'm making a bunch of noise. Urgh. There, that's where they belong. Okay. I don't know if you'll be able to even notice a difference in how I sound, but the microphone is more like where a microphone should be. It's about 8 inches in front of my face now, instead of like 2.5 feet above my head over to the right. It's less hollow now. Good. And also, it's on the same side as the chat, so I had a ladybug on me. So when I turn my head to look at the chat, I'm talking into the microphone instead of away from it. Anyway, welcome back. Hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. We're playing Pillars of Eternity, where we have got lost in a city. Whew. We are done with Chapter 1 and into Chapter 2 now. I have no idea how many chapters this game has. But soon we ought to, as soon as we can gain another level or two, we'll head back and finish the dungeon, I hope. Made half my money for my new Steam Deck yesterday. So you just got a new computer and now you're working on a Steam Deck to go with it. I'm probably going to be drinking like crazy tonight. I apologize again. All right. Anyway, I don't know where we're at. I don't know what quest we're on. We've got 3 parts. We've done 1 of those 3 parts inside the city. Let's move that back down a little bit. Is that better? Is that better or worse? I don't know. Seems better to me, except for this weird shadow over here. I'm gonna have to move the bookshelf that the games are on. Debating between a Steam Deck and the ROG. I don't know, man. That's a hard choice because I've heard really good things about both of them. I think at this point, I'd be considering the ROG, but I don't know. You just need more lights. I have 2 more lights that will go right up here above me and will shine pretty much on the wall behind me. And they are LED lights that I can set different colors on if I want or whatever. I also am going to put right up here on the ceiling mounted up here in the corner. We're going to get a second webcam so that we can change the angle if we want, and you'll be able to see the full corner that I use as a studio over here. Whoa. Something just made some wah-wong sounds on my computer. $650 and $699, so $50 difference. So I used to have a ring light, like a ring light. And I still have one, but finding a place to put it is hard. So having I will have a couple of like fill lights or whatever, but I could use still something else. I don't know, all this lighting and sound and stuff that I'm really bad at, I need to learn. Also, this is, let's do this while we're here. If you guys don't mind me taking a minute, I'm going to pull another window over here. And I thought I had already set this up, but I guess I didn't. I want to see if I can get the chat back on the screen where it belongs while we're in the just chatting screen. I hope you guys don't mind me doing that. We'll do that before we get started. I'm going to log in with my YouTube thing here. If I can do that. I'm assuming I can put chat on the screen from YouTube also, right? I should be able to do that. Let's see. How are we doing that before? Maybe I can't. Wouldn't know why not. And the only thing I would think would be something to do with YouTube's API, but surely there's something. I'll take it. Thank you. My wife brought me popcorn and a protein drink because she loves me. Selling Antilog Sega Mega SG gave me $350. Wow. Let's see if I edit this. Let's take a look real quick. Okay, that's something. It's not something I want, but it's something. Maybe if I use Streamlabs instead of Stream Elements. In Stream Elements, the only way I think you can do it is to create it on as an overlay. And since the rest of my overlay is not made in Stream Elements like it should be, it won't work. So let's see if I can get the Streamlabs one to work instead. They go for up to 600 because they were discontinued. 600. Whew. Here we go. Give me some widgets. I used to have a chat widget thing. I thought. Chat box widget. That's what I thought I was already using. Yes, that is what I was already using. So let's copy this URL and see if we can throw it in here. Okay. Well, that's weird. It should be there. It should be on the screen, but it's not showing up. So it's possible that it's just not going to work. Let's see what happens if I say something. Say something. Yeah. Nope. Just doesn't look like it's going to work. It does work in Stream Elements. Let's see if I can do that real quick. Let's do this. If I go here and I get my properties and find out what size this is supposed to be, then maybe I can get this to work by just resizing it properly. Position, size, and style. It is, just so you guys know, if you ever wondered, it's 375 by 975 on this page, evidently. That doesn't look right, but it says it is. And the top is at 48 pixels, and the left is at 24. That's what it says anyway. So let's save that and see what it looks like when I import it. It still doesn't look like it's going to work. Nope. No clue. No clue how to get that to work. So, oh well. I guess we just won't have chat on the screen in this. I'm going to need to just take this chat box out. Should also set up the spend your point bot. It should be set up. Oh, you mean the thing that says go and spend your points? We are going to play a game. We are going to play a game tonight in just a minute. I don't know why I can't get the chat to work. Like, I don't see a good reason. But if we go into our cloud bot and we set up a timer, add a timer, and I don't remember. Oh no, I don't remember the URL. Oh, the point taking bot isn't set up. It should be. Oh, you mean what I'm doing? Okay. Okay. We need it to go to. How about if it says have shinies to spend? You can help decide the next game after these messages. We'll be right back. Okay, now I just have to remember the URL to go to. I can find that. All right, somebody make sure that this. Whoa, whoops. I'm gonna put it in. It doesn't want to let me put in the URL properly. Can I do it from here? All right. If you click on that, does it take you to the loyalty store where you can spend your points? I'm going to have to adjust how much these things cost because it doesn't seem like you guys are going to get points as fast as you did in on Twitch. And I'm not entirely sure why. Like I set the points, and we do have people now. Make sure. We can change. I think we can change how many points people get by going into settings. Let's maybe up it. Let's up it. We're going to double it. There we go. We're doubling the points. You get 1,000 points every 23 seconds? What? It definitely shouldn't be that much. You don't know how to log in either? I didn't know you had to log in. There we go. Even though we have no chat appearing on screen, that we're one step better than we were. I do not know why I can't get the chat to show up. And I think it's going to be hard to test when I'm not online. It's kind of frustrating because when I go into Stream Elements and I look at the overlay, I can see the chat in the overlay, but for some reason I can't get the overlay to appear in OBS. Let's see. Export overlay. Okay, let's try copying this link again, see what happens. If I open it in a tab, can we see anything? Okay, well, I can see old stuff. I can see, oh, now I can see the regular, there it is. It's showing up, sort of. Doesn't look anything at all like it does in the preview. Weird. Okay, let's see if we can update that. But we're getting close. Look at that. So our positions are off a little bit. And it disappeared. Hey, we're closer. Getting warmer. It's way behind for some reason, but it's in the box now. It does look caught up to you. Well, now it disappeared to me. So again, it disappeared to me. Let's see if we can get it back. It's not wanting to come back. Oh, hey, the newest line is there. The newest line is there. And it's gone again. I don't know what's going on. I'm done messing with it. I'm ready to play some games. It's going on 9:30. I'm finding it a little frustrating. I'm not too happy with it. Okay. I'm gonna make it refresh one more time and see what happens. All right. It's there. It's there. We'll have to see what happened. Hey, none of the artists. Congrats on getting all signed up. All right. Here we go. None of this can be cut out. None of this can be cut out because I can't edit the stream or we lose chat. So hopefully it'll let me put in like one of those markers where you can skip to where this starts the game. But anyway, here we go. That's all done and taken care of for now. Let's play some Pillars of Eternity. That's true. You don't lose chat if it's on the screen, but I don't keep the chat on the screen during the gameplay. I only keep it on during the just chatting sections or be right back. And really, I guess I don't really need it. I guess that's the real thing. I don't really need it to be on the screen, do I? I don't need it to be on the screen at all. Because if I don't edit, then it's right there next to the screen all the time. What's the point? What have I even just wasted 30 minutes on? All right. Let's find out what we're doing. Sorrow. 30 minutes of sorrow. I've cooled off a little bit. That's the important thing. We have all these quests to do. We got a ton of stuff going on now. Enter the tower in Heritage Hill. That's one of the quests. Travel to Deerford Village. Inform Lady Webb of the Leaden Keys activities. The first thing we're trying to do, though, I think is this. We're looking for the Records Archive. Adir believes he may be able to find more about the circumstance of his brother's death in Defiance Bay. Suggests there might be records of the Saints' War in an archive in the Ducal Palace. Oh, in the palace. What am I doing here, though? There's a quest for here. Is this it? Oh, yes. Find the Elder Archives. Found a way inside the Hall of Revealed Mysteries, but the Elder Archives lies beyond more locked doors.
Leave it to me.
Holy cow, that is way louder than it seemed. I hope that didn't blow anybody's eardrums out. Scrivener? Especially cranky today.
Hail, traveler.
Grimda! An elderly dwarf surveys the stacks. Her skin looks as tough and wrinkled as a walnut. Despite her stature, she manages to look down her nose at you. You're welcome to look around, but don't let the priests and scriveners continue... What? But let the priests and scriveners continue their search. Whew. She shoots the nearest robed figure a withering glare. Wouldn't do to give them any other excuses. It's time to switch drinks. I need protein now. What are they looking for? Maybe I could find it. The animancer named Nadine asked me to retrieve the theorems of Pandgrum from the Elder Archives. Tell me about yourself. I'd like to know more about the whale, and farewell. Let's find out what they're looking for. She sizes you up, stroking her chin. Could you now? She scowls at the robed priest again. You certainly couldn't do worse than this lot anyway. Thieves made off with an ancient scroll of whale. They intend to blaspheme by selling that which should remain hidden. A secret of the 100 visions. 100 visions? Her wiry eyebrows arch over her spectacles. The guards caught one of them, but were overzealous in their interrogation. All they could piece together was something about a farmhouse and the road to Deerford. Track the thieves down. I don't care what you do with them, but bring back the scroll. The whale rewards the persistent seekers, and so do I. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. An ancient scroll of whale. There's a fine prize. I mean, a worthy task. I'm thinking if we go and find the scroll, maybe she'll let us into the Elder Archive. Let's ask. Thank you for letting me know. I'll be sure to tuck that tome away from prying eyes and see that Nadine never sets foot in here again. In the meantime, here, a token of our appreciation. Ah, crud. Well, that wasn't what I intended to do. I really, really wanted to get in there. Is this what we wanted? To see our bard entirely? It seems a fearsome price to pay. Knowledge dangled just out of reach makes a tempting prize for any soul. That's not what I wanted at all. It's almost enough to make me want to reload if I can. I don't like these games where you say something and it has an immediate effect that makes no sense. I mean, yeah, maybe that's more realistic. You don't really know what's going to happen. This thing is driving me nuts. That's better. Well, it seems way out of line. I don't know. Farewell. Can I reload the save where we came in? Auto save? Let's do that. Load. I really didn't want that to happen. All right, let's try this
Leave
again.
It to me.
All these pages serve no better use than fuel for the fire.
Hail, traveler.
Okay, here we go. What are they looking for? Blah, 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 blah. Uh-huh. And I don't want to tell her this. So about the missing scroll. How should I handle the thieves? What's so special? It seems odd that a few burglars managed to steal from a place like this. Some secrets whale keeps even from me. However you can. Kill them, rob them, leave them. It makes no difference to me. She waves a hand and smiles grimly. I'll consider it one of Whale's mysteries. Okay. Now.
Just say the word.
That's going to be our That's what I'm going on here is the idea that maybe if we bring back the scroll, we can get access to the Elder archive. Hopefully. So I think we've got a couple of quests that are taking us out of the city and toward Direwood, however you want to say it. And I have not gained a level yet, so... Wait. Admeth's Den Expedition Hall? That's not what I want. We want to go here.
You must gather your party before venturing forth.
All right, party. Come with me. It's time to venture forth. Okay. Now... Well, I don't know how you would pronounce D-Y-R-F-O-R-D. I would pronounce it Direford, but I think they pronounce it Deerford. A couple of the people that I've talked to. But maybe that's just the accent. Okay, the farmhouse is not... Oh, wait, there is a farmhouse on this map. Possibly. Is that the thief? That's the thief. All right, so much for possibly parlaying. Instead, it looks like we're going to be killing people. So, you take him.
Just say the word.
You kill him. You kill him.
Ready, Watcher.
You kill him.
Following your lead.
The rest of you kill him.
What?
Hey.
Except you. You kill him.
Aye?
There we go. Everybody at it. Ow. Oh my. What are they? Bear companion? That guy's got a bear.
Yes?
We don't mess with bears. Somebody's got a bear. We're going to drop a pillar on it. Oh, evidently I don't have line of sight to that. Pronounced like dur? Like... Durinium? What just happened? Chupa Thingy's target is destroyed? Doesn't look destroyed? Chupa Thingy, take on this bear.
Just say the word.
Somebody died. Durford? Durford! Everybody make sure the bear doesn't get back up. Okay, evidently the bear is dead, so now let's hit Beakwolf. And the thief. And this Egger. Taha! The Parable of Whale. Added. What is this? Ibn's Grimoire. Have another grimoire. What do we have here? Sun-touched Mail of Hiron Wrath. Minor Spellbind Sunbeam. There's the scroll. We'll take the scroll. Oh, no! As you take the scroll, you hear a voice. You have found it. Now lose it again. What? You think this theft was an accident? The voice seems to shift, as if the speaker were constantly changing age, race, and sex. My relics were never meant to stay in one place for long. They are meant to be lost and found. It is the search that gives a thing value. Take it to the Black Meadow. Find the drake that faces east and bury it neath its skull. All right. Well, that was interesting. We're not going. I needed the scroll. I needed to give the scroll to Grimda. So that I could get access. And now they want me to take it and bury it. Most of this stuff looks normal, except for that. We're going to give you this, just for fun. I know! Now I have to make a choice. And I don't like choosing things. Choosing things sucks. Okay, so we don't know Slicken or Fleet Feet. We don't know Binding Web, but we are going to learn that. That's... I can only have so many spells. We'll just learn them all until we can't learn anymore, I guess. By the time I fill up my spell book with a certain level of spell, it's probably going to be at the point where it doesn't matter anymore. I'm not using first level spells very much. So that, we've learned everything out of that. We've learned everything out of that now. I'm assuming these all have the same spells. Yes. Okay, what do you got on Saints War Armor? Pierce Proof, Second Chance. Minor Spellbind Sunbeam, and Immune Boost. What is Immune Boost? Minus 50% poison effect tick rate. So immune to poison and disease. And what does Sunbeam do? It's an AoE burn damage blinded for 15 seconds. That's kind of nice. Let's put that on. Wait, does she wear light armor or medium armor? She's wearing medium armor. We'll give it to him instead. We'll have him put it on instead. That armor he's got. What does Smeech have? Pierce Proof and Second Chance. Basically the same thing. Recovery speed of 35. DR of 9. Oh, DR of 7. Now pronounce it checkpoint letter D.
Just say the word.
I said the word. Where are we going to now? Okay. There it is, the parable. Okay, return to Grimda in Copper Lane. I've recovered the stolen scroll. All that remains is to deliver it back to Grimda at the Hall of Revealed Mysteries in the Copper Lane. Just had the strangest experience. I heard a voice in my head and it told me to hide the scroll. It directed me to bury it in the Black Meadow under the skull of the drake looking east.
Leave it to me.
So that's what we're going to do. We gotta bury it. Because you know me, guys. I trust the voices in my head. Where did it want me? Black Meadow? Am I sure that's a wise choice? Topher, good evening. No. No, I am not at all sure that that is a wise choice. It might be a really, really dumb choice, if I'm being honest. The one facing east is this one, isn't it? The Drake's skull faces east. The soil underneath is soft and moist. Bury the scroll. As you cover the ancient scroll with the last handful of soil, the shifting voice sinks in your head once more. Well done, Watcher. Well, here's the problem. We got nothing out of that.
Yeah.
Man, we didn't get anything for doing that. There was no experience to be had from burying a scroll. Before we leave, do we have anything we can do here? Finished in 20 hours. Okay, cool. "35% of the time, it's genius, 35% too stupid, and 30% random nonsense. Lucky you didn't res it and turn it into a zombie dragon. Everybody else is lucky I didn't res it, turn it into a dragon I could use for my own profit." Also, our tower is built now. So, next thing on the list is South Curtain Wall. Provides further protection to the Bailey from invaders from the south. Takes 4 days. I wanna maybe do stuff that takes less time. Like, how about some one-day stuff? Bright Hollow Hearth. A home is only as comfortable as its hearth. Restoring yours may return a semblance of order to the keep. 1 day. Done. Go for it. Smeech would use his domination of a Dracolich to do a traveling song and dance show. That's entirely a possibility. He would probably keep it on a leash and take it for walks. It would just be like a puppy. It'd be giant Dracolich and baby Mimic. I gave myself a quick save there just to try to prevent me from being able to go back.
Gods keep you.
You expect me to believe a yarn like this? You said yourself it would be foolish to steal from the god of secrets. Well, is the god of truths both hidden and revealed? Does this really seem strange? She squints at you behind her thick spectacles. After several seconds of silence, she cackles. Decades of service, and Whale is still a mystery to me. But I see your point. You've aided the obscured faithfully. Well, there we go. Look at that. Boom. She's not even mad. If I can't pronounce a location, I just say the first 3 letters and move on. Hey, I'll just make it up. Envisioning the putting on the Ritz scene from you. If you're blue and you don't know where to go to, why don't you go where fashion fits? Putting on the Ritz. She presents you with a folded section of fabric. Whale is both a keeper and a discoverer of secrets. May this hood aid you in revealing what is obscured and keep you hidden from those who wish you harm. Footpad's hood added to the inventory. You find a key in your palm. You are also free to visit the Elder Archives and take whatever books or scrolls you find in the open. Spreading and circulating new mysteries is part of our service to the obscured. What else do you need? That's it. We're done. Farewell. Now we've got access to the Elder Archive. And we got a hood. Smeech doesn't have a hood. Stealthy and of perception. +2 stealth. Really, that's Smeech is not who should probably be wearing this. Smeech's stealth is better than everybody else's, I think. Smeech, what is your stealth? 3, 2, 2, 2, 3, 5. I can't let her out stealth Smeech. Yes, I can, because he's better lockpicker. I had a coworker today tell me I should 100% start making D&D modules professionally. Yes!
Just say the word.
Oh, when a coworker says it, it's important. when I've been saying it for like 6 months or more. I'm joking. Yeah, that's right. So now it's only 2 of us. It's only 2 of us. 2 make a line. It takes 3 to make a pattern. But you really actually have 3 because Delson said the same thing after playing your last one. All right. F5 that again.
Not a problem.
Is this the entry? And possibly this painted eye seems to move whenever you turn your back. So where is the actual archive entry? Is it this one? That door right there? I bet it is. Yes. Get the theorems of Pandgrum. She's like, take whatever is sitting out. A scroll of valor and a scroll of defense. We're gonna have to steal, I think, the...
Not feeling my best here.
I probably should have expected that. Hey, why is everybody going to go stand in the trap? That was totally on me. Do it not like our generation isn't corrupted enough. Also asked if I was going to design minis to go with it. He started following me on the socials because of my Blender stuff. Wow, that's cool. Minis to go with it would be great. If you got really good at designing the minis to go with it, you could totally turn that into a Patreon easy. I used to subscribe to a Patreon that was minis and an adventure module every month. I was paying $15 a month for it. I did that for about 6 months, and then I was like, I can't afford to do this anymore because I'm not running these modules yet. Maybe if I had somebody closer who could convince me to play D&D a lot more often in, like, person, I would have a reason to print more minis and run real games. Do a 3D print shop and make a sub box? Yes. Okay. On our way back out now. Worked through that quest nice and quickly.
Sagani, does your fox bite?
Yes.
Can I pet him anyway?
Get
Sure and.
I'm gonna pet him.
Yes. Now that's somebody that Smeech would totally go on an adventure with. Can I pet him anyway? Okay, where was I? Brackenberry? I think it's Brackenberry. Haven't entirely ruled it out. It's one of the many things on the possibilities list. I like that. I actually like that there are many things on the possibilities list. Too many. Yeah, I don't like that. I mean, although I must say, if it comes down to it, I'd rather too many than too few. I was pretty sure it was right over here somewhere that I saw her. That's her.
Greetings.
Give her the theorems. You'll never believe what I found. You Lady of Lament, you really found it! Nadine cradles the musty tome like a newborn. I can't believe it! It really exists! She looks back to you. Thank you so much. This will be invaluable. Of course, now they know. They have to know I'm the one who stole it. Need to start writing so I can start doing. Or whittling. Need to start whittling so I can start doing. Man, you've done a great job of keeping me motivated, so I appreciate that. I wish there was more I could do to help you. Anyway, she almost turns to the book, but at the last moment, she remembers herself and gives you a bag of coins. You have lost the theorems of Pandgrim. You've gained 500 copper. Party gains 1,962 experience, and we got a total quest experience of 3924. Glad to help. Tell me about yourself. I'm an animancer at the sanitarium. Currently, I'm researching matters related to Wyden's legacy. We know what Wyden's legacy is. We don't really need to ask. Quest complete.
Yeah.
One more down. Man, I wish we would level up soon. Taxes collected. Lost 222 to bandits, but we gained 670 something. Quarter life crisis is just fading into my midlife crisis. You're never out of a crisis. Speak to the steward. The steward has requested my presence at Cadnua. Some importance to discuss, but she said it wasn't urgent. So I'd like to gain a level or two before I go back to Cadnua. So we want to get into the Ducal Palace. But the Ducal Palace is in First Fires, and First Fires is closed currently, and we don't know why. Okay, all of those are things we're not going to be able to do. I think this man in the red cloak, we're just going to have to stumble across at some point. Unless maybe he was... When I approached the body, I had a sudden vision of the man's final moments and knew him for a hunter from Gilded Vale. In the vision, he was led into a cave by a friend of his. When the bear attacked his fellow hunter, hamstrung him. So maybe we need to go back to Gilded Vale to do this quest.
Not a problem.
That's going to be a long trek. If you play on a higher difficulty, I wonder if this game has the same system that Baldur's Gate did, where you arrive and you're like exhausted. Okay, what else can be done in one day? 3 days. 1 day. Bright Hollow Lab. Purchasing this upgrade will restore the lab inside Bright Hollow. Gives you one additional... what is this called? Renown? Prestige. One additional prestige? Okay. Sure. I 100% have to create content again in some form. Yeah, that you are a creative, you know? Until you're creating content regularly, I'm not sure you'll be truly happy. We are looking for a man in a red cloak. And we're going to start by checking the inn. So it's not even just happy, it's healthy. You've got to be creating to feel healthy. That's sensible. I understand that. That's not really a red cloak. It's more of just a tabard or something. You see a woman emptying her satchel onto her bed, taking stock of her inventory. Potions, bandages, tinctures, and herbs are scattered throughout her room haphazardly. She bites her lip, head tilted to the side, considering. She begins to repack one item after the other, careful deliberation, undercut by shaking hands. Each item has a clearly marked place, but no matter how she repacks it, she isn't satisfied. The shaking worsens as she empties it out once more, one hand held to her mouth. Tears eke from her eyes as she gives up all semblance of order and shoves everything she can into the satchel, grabbing it and running out of the bare house. Straightening her back, she walks to the docks, chin high, eyes hard and red. A gangly young elf offers his condolences, but she can't see him for the ocean ahead of her. She wanders the docks, offering her services as a doctor to any who will listen, anyone heading out on the high tide. Less than an hour later, she watches her childhood disappear in the distance, a tiny speck of an island, and tries not to jump. Dang, these are really well written. And you need to be around your people. I was just saying that really I felt like you had 3 places that you could go that would put you around your people. That's what I was talking to some people, our parents, about earlier today. And I didn't know which one you would choose. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. Reach out for the soul. You see a group of young men standing around a makeshift practice target. This man stands in the middle of them, explaining the construction and use of a bow. He holds it up, pointing out each part as he speaks about it and what it does. He then walks away from the target, telling them to remain where they are, and takes his place about 200 feet away. He carefully lines up his shot, explaining what he is doing as he does, and lets the arrow fly. It hits the target, dead center, much to the surprise and delight of the boys near it. He smiles, walking toward the boys, talking about proper stance and how to most effectively hold a bow. A noise comes from the tree line near their practice venue, and he stops, scanning the woods, blue eyes squinting against the sun. A shadow moves, making its way through the forest behind them. He draws an arrow and lines up the shot, carefully tracking the motion of the hidden creature. Loosing the arrow, he wastes no time and quickly grabs another. The boys spin, watching the arrow fly into the forest, immediately lost among the trees. There is sudden explosive movement in the undergrowth as a deer erupts from the tree line. Running across the edge of the clearing, the boys laugh, turning to joke with the man about his lousy shot. They stop talking, seeing him holding the bow and leading the deer with a nocked arrow. They drop to the ground as he looses this last arrow, which flies true and strikes the deer right behind its shoulder, piercing heart and lungs and dropping it, dead almost immediately. The boys stare at the deer for a few seconds, and then slowly turn to look at the man, newfound respect in their eyes. He smiles again and breathes a quiet sigh of relief. I get that. Because sometimes the least risky isn't the best. Sometimes the least risky is just the easiest. Or at least just the one that feels easiest. You see a long empty road cutting through 2 large crop fields. The air is silent and this land seems too still for early afternoon. This woman walks slowly on the road, leading a horse, curiously looking around. She seems to sense something wrong, but is unable to discern what it is. She stops, sniffing at the air, her nose high. Her brow crinkles and she casts about, looking for something. The air is clear. The clouds? No clouds. She sniffs again, still looking around. Confusion clouding her face, mouthing a single word. Fire? She looks out across the fields, her confusion turning to fear. She holds her hands up to block the sun from her eyes and scans the fields again. Not finding what she's looking for, she jumps onto her horse's back, the fear quickly becoming panic. She kicks, sending the horse shooting down the path, which bends around some trees to where the farmhouse should be. She pulls up short, horror now in residence on her face as she stares at the burned and charred mess that used to be her family's home. Tears well in her eyes as she kicks again, racing to the rubble. I don't like all the sadness of this game. Did that just lead back outside? My limiting beliefs is that I tend to choose the safest option, but that is rarely the best option. I don't know if this is something I would identify from a limiting belief or not. I feel like I usually choose, or have at least in the past, chose the option that seems like it would make other people happiest. I feel like I rarely choose the option that's the one I am leaning towards just to make myself happier. Well, we did not find the person we were looking for inside the inn. Hey, Squid, good evening. That is a flag that there is a limiting belief in there. Created stuff every day for years and didn't get me anywhere. Might as well go with the content I create in the bathroom before. Oh, terrible. Sometimes, so I have become a pretty firm believer that some people are just born with a need to create. And it doesn't matter whether you get anything out of it. I have books and books of terrible drawings that I have done because I'm not an artist. And I'll never share them with anybody, but they're there, they exist. My limiting belief is stability creates safety, which is not true financially, emotionally, or spiritually for you. A Durwooden woman is standing in front of the fireplace humming a quiet tune to herself, or perhaps to her unborn child, for she is clearly quite pregnant. She turns her head slightly as you enter. She doesn't clearly look quite pregnant to me.
Hail, traveler.
Oh, hi. Well, finally, I was starting to think. The woman makes a startled noise when she turns around and sees you. Oh, I'm sorry. I was expecting someone else. She gives you a cautious smile. Why are you in my house, you creep? That's not really what she says, but it probably should be something like that. Thought I'd get to know the locals. Were you with one of the caravans? She looks at you hopefully. Master Odima's by chance? I was, yes. I'm afraid the rest of the caravan was killed. Afra covers her mouth with a hand, eyes wide with horror. For a few moments, she can manage nothing but a strangled, voiceless gasping, her eyes brimming with tears. Oh, no! I knew. I told her it was a dangerous path to take. Calissa was always so certain she... Oh, no! Oh, no! Calissa's dead because I chose the other guy over her. Oh, my poor sister. I'm sorry, stranger. I can't believe she's gone. If only I hadn't called her here. If I hadn't written to her, she might still be alive somewhere. Afra's face crumbles, and a solitary tear slides down her cheek. How are you going to raise a child if you're this weak? Please don't cry. Afra looks at you with some surprise before dabbing at her nose with a sleeve. It's kind of you to offer, but I don't know if I could impose this on you. It's not a small favor. I'm worried about the baby, about the legacy. I told Calissa as much as I could, but all I know is that for a long time now, every child born in Gilded Vale has been soulless, empty. Murder by omission! It's happened to so many mothers. And Lord Redrick, he's exiled all of them, calling it a sign of the gods' disfavor. Oh, did he exile his own wife? With my Hathort? Hathort? Is that how you'd say that? Gone, I don't know how I'd manage if I lost my home too. I hoped Calissa could help me. They say Ranga, the old midwife, knows a way to prevent a child from being hollowborn, but she moved south to Anslog's Compass 2 seasons ago. The journey's too far for me. I can't make it as I am, but I don't have anyone else now with Calissa gone. Please, can you help me? I'll find her. Kind wayfarers, gold-packed knights. You will? Oh, God's bless you. Here, I'll give you coin to pay her with. You needn't trouble yourself with that. I think it's a drink she fashions out of... Well, I'm not sure, but it shouldn't be too much of a burden to carry back. Anslog's compass is what we call the lagoon to the south. You'll have to cross the wilds to get there. That's what keeps me from trying it myself. She clasps her hands together. Thank you again, truly. You'll be saving us both. She sets a hand on her stomach, smiling through her tears. I mean, she's probably still sad because her sister's dead. Totally my fault. Not gonna lie. That dude's wearing a cloak. Is it red? I can't tell.
I have received confirmation that Lord Radric's heir was not born well. My lord has issued an injunction on all new homesteads until he can be assured that the village has been cleansed of all Aothasians and whatever other undesirables that have brought this curse upon his lands. It would be best if you left town as soon as possible. I would suggest returning to your old home. There will be no place for you here. You may stay at the inn until you can make the necessary arrangements, but I would not advise remaining long. I expect Lord Radric will be most thorough in his efforts to purify this place.
I don't like this guy. I kind of want to burn his village down. I mean, there are nice people here, but there are people here who are not very nice, and I don't like them. It's just some random house. This evidently doesn't belong to a real person. Who are you? You see a crowded marketplace. Vendor stalls lining the road, their proprietors' voices, calling out to passers-by to come sample their wares. This woman wanders through the throngs, strolling hand in hand with another woman. They peruse the vendor's goods, tarrying at a book merchant with a number of old and beautiful tomes, chatting with one another about what they see. One will pick up a book and show it to the other, who will take it, comment on it, and place it back on the shelf. Then the first will snatch up the book again and quickly pay the merchant before the other can snatch it back. They walk away from the market, weighed down by packs filled with books, still hand in hand, standing close, comfortable, and familiar with each other. As they pass down a somewhat deserted street, an object suddenly hits this woman in the chest and bounces off, rolling away toward one of the buildings. The women stop and look at the object, an apple, and then back up at the person who threw it. There is nothing special about him, aside from the angry look on his face and the two other apples he holds. Before either woman can move, the man draws back and throws another one at them, this time hitting the second woman in the forehead. He yells at them, something derisive and hateful, something about a legacy and about responsibilities. The woman raises her hand to her head and wipes the juice and bits of fruit from her face and stares the man down defiantly. The first woman squeezes her hand and puts the other on her companion's shoulder, attempting to calm her down. The other woman pulls a book from her pack and holds it before her, muttering under her breath. She pulls her hand free and waves it above the book, an aura forming around her. The first woman is still trying to calm her down, but all she says goes unheard. The man, uncaring of the events happening in front of him, draws back and throws the last apple. As it arcs through the air toward them, the second woman brings up her hand and points at the apple. A glowing orb of energy flies from her hand and strikes the apple, causing it to explode, raining bits of apple down on the road and buildings around them. The man's face changes, anger joined by fear. Looking like he's trying to decide if running or attacking is the better course of action, the second woman has started chanting again, her hand glowing, her eyes narrowing. This woman steps in front of her, placing herself between her love and their attacker. She touches her face, gently stroking it while whispering calming words. A kiss. The woman's countenance changes. She calms, her eyes softening, her lips regaining the lost smile. The first woman smiles again as well and kisses the other. "Wizard scum," the man behind them says, and the two women turn to face him, staring him down defiantly. They join hands and begin walking again, moving past him without so much as a sideways glance. Man, how do you dare? You see a key turn gently, steady, and hear a ghostly click as the door swings inward. Two figures slip in, locking the door behind them, and begin their prowl. Their hunt is efficient, and it takes them little time to acquire a sizable collection of documents and oddly shaped velvet pouches. Quick hands fill pockets, rucksacks, bags. The door opens downstairs and everything freezes. Footsteps. A tired giggle. The thieves are all eye whites and short breath as they empty their pockets of all but the necessities. Anything noisy, hurriedly replaced. Silence from downstairs, then tentative steps up the staircase. A voice calls out. One thief creeps forward, the other gesticulating wildly for him to return. He continues forward, crouching by the banister. He sees a gaudy shoe and shoves. The woman falls with a cut-off scream, rolling lifelessly to the floor below. Swearing, the second thief grabs her brother and they make their escape, collecting whatever of value they can on their way out. None of these people are the person I'm looking for. Suppose I'd be happier doing something else. Maybe I'll find my sweet spot someday. I believe there's a good chance that when you find your purpose, all that art and creating is going to still be a big part of it. I hope so. I always think it is kind of a loss. It's kind of a big loss when somebody who's got the ability and inspiration to create loses the passion for it. That looks like a red cloak, doesn't it? Ingrid. This man and woman appear to have been deep in conversation, working at closing two bulging satchels. They move to embrace until the woman notices your approach and pauses, her smile faltering a little.
Hello.
Can we help you? She looks to her companion, brows furrowing with confusion. Do you know this man, Nanton? Nanton shakes his head. I don't believe so. Was there something you wanted, stranger? You two seem to be in a hurry. Yes, I imagine so. We're packing for a trip, actually. I've been meaning to visit Defiance Bay and... well, in truth, I think I've had my fill of this town. It's time for some new scenery. Are you accusing him of something? Ingrid looks to Nanton, touching his arm. If this is about the accident, we're both grieving Pearlie's loss. But it was a wild animal's doing. Nanton shakes his head minutely. You see a tremble in his hands. What would make you suggest such a thing? Resolve 14. My resolve's not high enough. I had a vision in the cave. I saw Pearlie's last moments, and as he lived them, I saw you cut him with the knife. Why'd you do it? He was your friend. My friend? He was a cruel enough man to his friends. You didn't know him. You wouldn't defend him if you did. Nanton, wait. I don't know what you saw in that cave, but this isn't what you think. Pearlie, my husband, he was as much a beast as that bear. I tried to leave the first time I suffered his temper, but he wouldn't have it. She looks away, expression pain. Nanton, we met, and I knew I'd found someone special, someone kind who cared for me. Please, all we want is to leave this place, to start somewhere else. We've some coin saved up. You could have it, if only you let us go. I don't have the evidence. I do. So the only real evidence I have, the only real truth that I know is that this guy killed him. I don't know if he was a horrible, evil person or not. Attack Pearlie doesn't get a second chance. You two don't deserve one either. What do I say here? I should take it to the magistrate, let him find... But I don't like the magistrate either. Keep the money. Use it to start your new life. That guy was probably a jerk, and I know the magistrate's a complete nincompoop. Expression camera. Always wanted an alternative to character animator. What is expression camera? Interesting. And it can do a cat. Huh. Intriguing. Real-time generative AI for video chatting and live streaming. You'll have to let me know what you find with it. Minor ring of deflection added to inventory. Truly, I'm glad you understand. Only here, take this at least. I hope it brings you luck. We have a long journey ahead of us. I wish you well on your own travel, stranger. We won't forget this. Alright, we didn't get that guy vengeance. So, we kind of suck. Uh-oh, the page unturned added this quest expires in 2 days. Reward 15% experience. The Blind Monk's Venom minor item expires in 1 day, 25 hours. Duration 2 turns. A series of murders has shocked and terrorized the scribes of White Rock Isle. I don't have anyone to assign. I have no companions yet. Or at least I have no companions at the stronghold. Wait a minute. Is it talking like these kind of companions? Am I going to like get more people and send them back to my stronghold and then they will do these things for me? Because that's cool. It would be worth the $250 lifetime price point, considering my monthly fee for character animator and my lack of skill in the 3D tech to be a VTuber. All right, I think we're technically done here now. I should see if there's a quest at the windmill. We didn't go there before. Uh-oh. We know there's more grain in there, Trumbull. We won't settle for scraps while you grow fat on our crops. A muffled shouting emerges from inside the mill. The first of you drunkards comes through that door, gets a shot between the eyes. Gods hear me, Swainer. I'll put you down like a dog. Come away for now, lads. But we'll be back. We'll be back, Trumbull. And we'll have fair prices, or by the flame, we'll have a reckoning. Investigate the feud. All right, let's find out what's going down. He's going to let me in. Wouldn't let those guys in, but he's going to let me in. An elven man stands before you, his relatively stocky build suggesting a life of labor. His face is pale and drawn, and his eyes wide. Behind him, a younger man and woman exchange worried glances. The miller raises a club as you enter. Don't raise a club at me! Get back if you value your life. Hold on, I'm not here to hurt anyone. The miller hesitates and lowers the club. Wait, I know you. You just came to town, right? Don't tell me Swainer's already got his claws into you. Gods, that's all I need. My name is Smeech, and I've only just arrived. Yes, that's what Smeech would say. You picked a bad time to come visiting. Gilded Vale's had all its shine scraped off. Just a big dung heap now. And Swainer thinks he's king of it. They're all of them mad. The dwarf, the one standing out there spreading lies among the villagers. Bastard's been here for decades, and he hasn't gotten any kinder with time. Who are you? Is Swainer roping foreigners into his little crusade now? I haven't told you, I'm Smeech. So what was all this ruckus about? Where to begin? Swainer's whipped them into a froth, going on about the grain stores, claims I've hidden most of it away. We gained 102 experience. All I do with the grain is sell it. I can't create it out of thin air, and I can't hand it out for free. I pay the farmers for the crops they bring in, and I sell what comes out of the mill. Most of it goes to the Black Hound on the west side of town for ale, and Swainer and his lot sure don't mind that part. You take a look at the fields on the way into town. The crop's blighted, and most of what I'm getting from the farmers, it's gone off rotted through. I can't pay top prices for blighted wheat, and I barely got enough good grain to go around. Swainer's howling after things he has no right to. Maybe I ought to have a talk with Swainer then. Convince him to leave you alone, eh? I'd be grateful if you did. He won't listen to me anymore, but maybe you'll have better luck. Tell him we're all having a hard time of it, and we all have to make some sacrifices. We'll be in your debt for it if you can convince him. All right, let's go take a look at Swainer. Give him the old 1-2. I'll give him the 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5. And by then, they'll be dead. Somebody should really fix this windmill. I don't know where to find Swainer. Where do you think Swainer lives? Whose house is this? Doesn't look like I can go in there. Okay. Where are you, Swainer? Swainer doesn't have a house. Right? Oh, there are a couple more houses I haven't looked at. Does this house even have a door? It has some cows. Doesn't look like it has a door, though. Same with this one. Okay, was Swainer back at the inn? All right, None the Artist, have a good night. Enjoy your book. What is that guy? Oh, he's a Smeech. Alright, it doesn't look like Swainer's in here either. Okay, as the leader of the group, I'm bringing into Swainer is likely to be in the inn. So, okay, he is supposed to be in here. Whoops, I shouldn't have gone outside. All right, Swainer, are you upstairs then? Because I didn't see you down here. I don't see a dwarf. That guy's not a dwarf. Well, I thought I just saw another door over there somewhere. Well, where is he? Storm, drunkard, villager. Oh, hey, here we go. There he is. How did I miss him last time? Don't know who you are and don't much care. Keep walking. We're not here to chat with foreigners. Aloth narrows his eyes. Careful. Looks like they're cut from the same cloth as those rowdies who attacked me. He wrinkles his nose. Smells like it, too. Saw you outside the mill. What was that about? Well, someone fancies themselves a meddler, eh? What's that about? It's about Trumbull thinking he's king of the town, on account of he's got the mill to his name. The dwarf jowls quiver with rage. It's about him barely giving us anything for the wheat we bring him, and then cutting our purses when we need to buy grain. It's about farmers going hungry while some bastard gets rich off their crops. Didn't look like he's getting rich from the looks of his windmill. Trumbull says you've been threatening his family. Well, buy you all around. We talked to me then. Fair enough. You bring us something to wet our throats, and might be. I'll feel up to trading words. All right. Let's go buy him around.
Well met, friend.
Let's see. Okay, see what you got for sale. We want some drinks. Here we go. How about some ales? Do they like ales? Do they like beers? Do they want some milk? Everybody likes ales.
How do you do?
I don't know how to get him to talk. I brought him ales. Okay, I'm very confused.
Gods keep you.
Okay, let's go back and talk to them again. Maybe we need to get them to compromise. One guy could pay a little bit more, the other guys could accept a little bit less. Let's see.
Gods keep you.
Raising prices and giving them rotten gain. Of course he does. He's been saying nothing else for days now. The man's delusional. If he wants grain, he'll have to pay for it. Where to begin? Swainers whipped him up into a froth, going on about grain stores. Claims I've hidden most of it away. All I do with the grain is sell it, and I can't create... We've already seen this. It's not. Look, Swainer's always been a rotten bastard with stores so limited. Maybe I save the good stuff for people who deserve it. Afra, for instance. She's expecting a child. Should I let her starve instead? Some, the innkeeper, for instance. It's better not to worry anyone. I'll be trading for supplies soon enough. If we can just keep things calm until then, we'll be in the clear. The innkeeper? I wouldn't drink the ale, is all I'm saying. Was there anything else?
Well met, friend.
Not yet. I'll be back. This is one of those back and forth quests that I'm not a big fan of. I probably didn't need to do this quest. I probably would have been just as happy never having done it. But man, I want to gain a level soon. I need to gain a level and put more points in. Back to the inn. Can we see how close we are to gaining a level? Yes. Yes, we can. Like 850 points away. We're going to be done building the next thing before we get through this.
Hello.
Okay, hold on. I bought ale. Let's buy the other thing.
Hail, traveler.
See, those are the only beer. We can buy, let's buy 6 beers. And all the camping supplies we can get. We could probably sell stuff too if I wanted to. Would you take a beer?
How do you do?
I bought drinks. Whoops. I accidentally clicked on the wrong thing. I bought the drinks. Hey, so you have. By the flame, I never thought I'd be so happy for a mug of the Black Hound's shit beer. You've lost an item, 3 beers. Gods, that's good. All right, then. You've got my attention. What is it you've got to say that's worth a round of drinks? No sense in threatening the miller. You have him up against a wall. Maybe you could ask some of the other villagers for help. You're a drunken menace and I'm putting you down. No. It's like I said, the miller's in charge of the grain prices. He says they're fair, but I know for a fact that folks like Offra pay half what we do. And maybe we've been a bit rough with him. But what are we supposed to do? We can't keep paying. We're going to starve, and do you think Trumble's going to be sorry about it when we do? Swainer eyes you for a few long moments, drinking deep from his mug. Then he sighs. You're right. Things go on like they are. We're just going to end up hanging from that tree out there. He looks at his comrades. Tell Trumbull we'll leave him be. Get 102 experience. Don't know what we'll do now with the crops failing. Haven't got another trade to speak of. Think Pasha needs a hand around the inn? Now back to Trumbull. We're doing it. We're doing it. Marvel's starting to make a lot of those 90s mistakes again in the, like Marvel Comics is. Which kind of, they made a lot of mistakes in the 90s, a lot of mistakes in the 90s. Which particular things are they trying to do? I mean, I know everybody that reads Spider-Man's pissed off. Series bloat is a big issue right now. Huge, and yes, bad character focus. You could call it character bloat too. They have spun off like 6 or 7 new characters from Spider-Man just in the last year. 3 different Goblin characters all got their own series. Carnage has 2 different series. It's like so many characters getting their own series again, and some of them are limited runs, but it's just they're milking it for all it's worth is what's happening. And you're right, it's cheap, mass-produced everything. It's not just the art, it's also the stories. The stories could be written by AI for all I know. Like, the story going on in the Amazing Spider-Man comics right now is just really bad.
Hail and well night.
Why, really? That's great news. I wasn't sure you'd get through to him. They're out of their minds with drink half the time. I owe you a great debt. Here, he pulls the coin purse from his hip and pushes it toward you. Today's earnings to show my appreciation, and you can be sure I'll let everyone know what you've done for me. Keep it. You're having a hard enough time. You're a generous soul, friend, and we'll have you to thank for making it through the coming year. Safe travels, and may you find favor with the gods. Right? And that's what some of them seem. And now some of the characters that are actually interesting seem to only be getting limited series when they could support an ongoing series, like Silk. Silk is a really fun character. And so far, all she's got is like 2 limited runs. She can support her own comic, I think. Setting up the Spider-Boy character as a clone of Otto Octavius. I don't know the Spider-Boy character yet. I have like 5 issues of Amazing Spider-Man I haven't even bothered to read yet because I didn't like where it was going already. And then I've heard more stuff about it, and it's gotten really terrible from what I hear. Spider-Man's the only thing I buy on a regular basis.
Just say the word.
I guess that was party experience, so we had to split it amongst everybody. In Gilded Vale, I am a hero moderately good. In Defiance Bay, I'm still neutral.
Can do.
Nobody does. He's a background Spider-Verse character who now has an ongoing series out of nowhere. The comics I ever bought were independent comics. They seem devoid of the weird drama and less generic. I used to like independent comics, and a lot of those independent comics ended up going mainstream that I used to like. Now I'd have to like really search to find new independent comics again. Have I been to Easternwood? I have not. Golden celery. YouTube video that broke down how Marvel Comics screwed up Spider-Gwen by just trying to cram her into things after the original storylines. Like, why does she... Okay, I was going to say, why doesn't she have her own, like, mainline comic now? Except I think she does. I think it just hit issue number 4. I think they've decided to give her her own title now instead of another limited run. Lucky enough that Battle Chasers got a second life in a game. Basically what I think they're doing a lot lately, she was popular because of the movie, but instead of just giving her a new solo story, they shoehorned her into garbage. Right? Stop doing that stuff. Take these good characters and they need... Maybe that's what they need. Maybe they need their new big crossover to come in and do a huge reset. But they're not going to do it as long as people keep buying these little one-offs and crap comics with crap characters.
You're mine. Dead on.
Creator literally abandoned the comic to write Spider-Man, so I don't have a high opinion of Spider-Man. Spawn creator also wrote for Spider-Man and got fired, then wrote Spawn. He didn't get fired. Todd McFarlane quit because they didn't give him ownership over Spider-Man. He left with a bunch of other comic authors and writers to start Image so that they would have ownership over their own characters. Kind of the way recently, comic books and wrestling, they're the two things I know. Kind of the way a lot of people, kind of the way AEW started. Wrestlers who wanted control over their own, they wanted their own creative control back. I mean, that wasn't all they wanted, but that was a good portion of it. A new Gwen Stacy Spider-Woman who is actually her world's Venom? Thankfully, he took some of the worst artists at Marvel with them, bringing it into the mullets and pouches era. Are we specifically dogging on Rob Liefeld here? It's not hard to do.
Dead on.
did love Image comics back in the day, though. Image, like, was it Shadowhawk that I really loved? I think Max was an Image comic. You know, and of course I love Spawn, but everybody loved Spawn at the time because it was the 90s and we were all thinking that that was the cool way to be.
Hey.
I don't
Just
know.
say the word.
I don't know what you would call Spawn. That was our rebellion phase, I guess.
Just say the word.
Grungy emo phase. Wannabe. The Max was top tier comics. I loved the Max. I didn't think the Max lasted long enough. Like, not nearly long enough. Edgy, there you go. Comic goth. May have started edgy, kind of like Hellboy, frankly, but both have moved on. I stopped reading Spawn after issue like 25. So I honestly have not read what I do have one issue, a recent issue that's Spawn and Batman crossover. Oh, okay. You meant it was top tier as in like it was one of the best. I was thinking maybe there was a comic company called Top Tier that I just didn't remember. Stopped at issue 100. Bought it because it was issue 100. He appears to be favoring his left leg as he walks, and there's a dark stain upon the fabric of his trousers under the knee. Even so, he greets you with a polite bow. I do not know your purpose in traveling this road, friend, but I would warn you against it. He gestures up the path with a sweep of his arm. For the keep beyond belongs to that tyrant which calls himself Lord of Gilded Vale. Like many tyrants, he has surrounded himself with stronger men and women for fear of retribution. The man smiles thinly. And so you are warned. If you would press on despite that, however, I wonder if we might not help one another. Of course, I'm a very helpful person. Why does that say lie? Perhaps you could come with me. I sorely wish that I could, but I would only hinder you further. One of Raedric's lickspittles slipped a dagger in my leg before he fell. May he be half so lucky in the next life. But it is not the leg which pains me. We have lost too many to Raedric's defenses. This is why I would turn to you now for assistance. What do you want me to do? It is a grim task that I ask of you, but I assure you there is no other option. Lord Raedric must be stopped. Too long has Gilded Vale suffered under Raedric's madness. He would cure Wyden's legacy by ensuring there are none alive in the village to be afflicted. I fear his own wife, Ygritte, may be at risk. Ygritte? The man has no mercy in him. We have not stood idle. My people and I breached the defenses intent on ending Raedric's rule ourselves. We entered through the sewers under cover of night, but we were routed. His face darkens. There are dark creatures down there in the dungeons, the work of Raedric's animancer. It falls to you. Lord Raedric has called for further reinforcements, and soon there will be no stopping him. Our time grows short, and in this hour I must beg assistance where I can. He's going to allow us more than some rubble-strewn plot of land after this? Fling him from the ramparts or else cut his head from his shoulders. I do not care. Once his throne lies empty, Gilded Vale will have the stewardship that it deserves. Aristocrat. You know what? I'm down. I'll find Raedric and deal with him. He hung a lot of guys in a tree early in this game, and now he's being mean to me, and he hires jerks. I say, let's fling him from the ramparts, or put an arrow in him at the least. Top Cow was absorbed? Probably. Take a moment to appreciate Rob Liefeld. He proved that you don't need an understanding of anatomy to become a professional comic artist. And he might have had art issues, but at least he wasn't part of that early 2000s trend of just drawing over screenshots from movies. That trend is still going on in certain titles. Redrick's hold is crawling with soldiers and sellswords, all loyal to Redrick, and they will not take kindly to intruders. In truth, they will be all the more alert for our failed efforts. A frontal assault would be unwise. If you would brave it, you could follow our steps and seek out the entrance to the sewers at the eastern edge of the moat. But several of my men were captured, and maybe the entrance has been found and sealed anew. Those men were under my command. I would be in your debt if you found some means of helping them. Once you make it inside, seek out my old friend Nedmar. He is the high priest, Baratheon, now that the shining god has fallen. A good man in difficult circumstances. You will listen to reason. Durrance chortles, nearly choking on his own disdain. Shining god. He never shone so bright as when the bomb took him. The moniker is obsolete now. Ash does not shine. It's like if someone was to call you the attractive priest, Durrance. Nedmar can help you reach Redrick, but he resides in the upper level of Redrick's hold, protected by guards and mercenaries. You'll have to keep to the shadows if you mean to reach him without alarming the entire keep. Okay. More fun that way. I'll keep your advice in mind. Spoken like a tactician. Keep your wits about you, and I'm sure you will prove the victor. I await your word of your success. Travel to Redrick's hold. Should look into Steampunk. It was a great story. They're all available in trade paperback. So I never read any Steampunk, but I do have several Cyberpunk comics. This popcorn is good, but it could use more butter and salt. That's just my opinion. One man's opinion means very little, but that's how I feel. Don't tell my wife I said that, though, because she made it for me and I love her. I feel like maybe I was supposed to do this stuff before I ever left the city in the first place. Like, doesn't this seem like I put it off? And now I'm like coming back and doing low-level content because this stuff is easy. It's not no, the Cyberpunk is the same way. Cyberpunk is the title of the Cyberpunk comic. Steampunk is by Chris, is that pronounced Bacalo? And Joe Kelly. Wish there were more comics like the original Mirage run of Eastman and Laird's TMNT. The old TMNT where they all wore the same, like the same thing over their heads. And it wasn't just the middle part like the comics. It was like a full head covering. Okay, anything else that's a 1 day? Just Bright Hollow Courtyard Pool. All in black and white except for blood.
Those are some high walls, but they don't look secure from here.
We're going to explore what of the map we can. Oh, everybody come down. That looks like something I should be able to click on, but nothing happens when I do.
Just say the word.
Black and white comic with red blood would be interesting. The guard fixes a glower on you. You have no business here. Lord Redrick is not permitting any visitors, merchants, or traveling entertainers. Best turn right around. I'll be leaving then. See you later. Remember, we're not here to kill innocent guardsmen. Or maybe we are, because I don't know. There's supposed to be a sewer entrance on the east side. Oh, I just haven't gone far enough. Okay, that time I can pick up the river reeds. Here we go. Set into the base of the keep's outer wall, a sewer grate spills murky, foul-smelling wastewater into the keep's surrounding moat. Slick, mossy stones form a precarious bridge across the murky water. Ahead, the iron bars of the sewer grate block passage. The bars are coated with rust and several appear bent or sit at strange angles. They may have been weakened enough that you could bend them given the means. I have a pry bar. Can we just bend them? You think that someone of sufficient strength could bend some of the more worn bars, allowing passage. Who will make the attempt? I think Adir is my strongest. Adir steps forward and grips two of the iron bars. Leaning back, he pulls as hard as he can, despite his best efforts, however. Okay, we're going to use the pry bar. The constant rush of foul water against the grate makes maneuvering difficult, but you manage to place the pry bar between two of the more heavily rusted bars and give it a heavy push. With a groan, one of the iron bars begins to give. You heave, and at last the bar snaps free of its base with a crunch. Beyond the broken grate, a dark passage leads further into the keep. Murky water flows through it in a continuous stream. Let's go. You take a deep breath to forestall the acrid stench around you and slip forward into the flooded tunnel. The walls soon fade from view and you plunge into the foreboding darkness. It is hard going, and after a long period of swimming, Sagani's strokes grow slow and erratic with fatigue. But as you swim on, light begins to filter through the murky water ahead of you. You press on, seeking out the source until you find yourself standing beneath a circular gap in the tunnel and a way out. Whew, that was worrying. I thought maybe Sagani was going to die. It would be terrible of this game to like let us have somebody just get killed during a random cutscene. Time to get all sneaky again.
Lies this way.
Yes, let's.
Let's see what's in here. As promised.
Okay, we spotted a revenant, but I don't see it now. Okay, do I want to go that way yet? Yeah, we'll start this way.
Wonder what this is.
Everybody back off! Let's have Smeech continue scouting. Okay, we got no
How may I help?
traps up here. We do have an enemy in this room.
Yeah.
Lots of enemies.
This fight is mine.
Come on, kill the ghouls. Man.
Feels like I've been tossed around in a snowstorm.
Oh, yeah, she is sleep. Oh, she's exhausted from her swim.
I'll see what I can find.
Just say the word. It's a curse. As promised.
And we have a fine brigandine, a moonstone, and some copper.
I've got something over here.
All right, Smeech, back to scouting. Unlocking this will require the proper key. Okay, so we'll have to explore before we can go on. That doesn't look like the vampire coffin or anything.
Just say the word.
Okay, we're gonna go out this way. We know there's something out there. That thing, Revenant. Is that all of them? That's it. That was pretty quick. Nope, here comes another. Yeah! More! Kill the skeletons! Stupid skellies. All right, man. Back towards the entrance.
Found it.
Oh, crud. Oh, no. I forgot we weren't sneaking anymore. We must set it off. I wonder who got hit by it.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
So I've heard.
Let's see what's in here. As promised.
Kill them all! So my mechanics at least is high enough. I don't think I've had to use any lockpicks yet in here.
This fight is mine. Get on.
I'm gonna continue down this hall real quick.
Let's see what lies this
Some fermented caribou
That's
milk.
our enemy.
Spot right now.
Fermented caribou milk would hit the spot right now.
I'm on the trail.
That doesn't sound disgusting at all.
Yeah. That'll do it. You're mine. Just say the word. You're mine.
That's it.
Really underrated comic artist is Derek Robertson, who did all of the art for Transmetropolitan and The Boys, which I have never actually read either one of. I might have to look up the art. Oh, we're not sneaking again. I'm gonna have to find myself one of these little dungeon rooms and maybe take a nap in it. Hey, over
Let's see
here.
what's in here.
Giacho. This young man's face is badly bruised and his gaunt form is covered in a threadbare shirt. He watches you shivering with a measure of hope in his eyes. I don't know who you are, but will you help me? Our noble lord at work. He gazes nervously past you at the open cell door. I don't think I can fight my way out. You're free, make a run for it. I take it you ended up here after assaulting the keep with Kolsk and his men? Yes. He looks away. It seemed a good plan. We got in without incident, and I knew the way, but we were surprised in the dungeons, and most of us... You'll have seen some of them, fought them, their bodies at least. Not their minds anymore, but their souls. The woman down here, Raedric's Animancer, her name is Osria? I've heard her speaking sometimes, talking about a cure. Lord Raedric calls on her often, but she's not curing anyone. She's only turned men and women into monsters. I watched her take the others. I was sure I'd be next. Men and women turn to this evil to cure Hollowborn madness? Hollowborn? Madness! Okay. Say it the right way. You're free. Make a run for it. Thank you, stranger. I have to get back to the fork, but first some food and rest. If you would dare the upper floors, please tell Nedmar I live yet. Tell him I still have the carvings he gave me of the Pale Knight. That should convince him, and perhaps he can help you somehow. Good luck, and may the gods keep you safe. He's gone.
Let's see what's in here.
Yeah, let's.
As promised.
There's nothing.
Just say the word.
That's weird. That was weird. Transmet is one of my favorite comics. It's peak Warren Ellis. Graphic novel Volume 1 cover. Interesting. So it's a Vertigo comic. A lot of that early Vertigo stuff, what year would this have been? Because a lot of that early Vertigo stuff was pretty interesting styles. Oh, I read a lot of Vertigo comics back in the late 90s because that and any Batman title is what you had to collected. Was this a door to somewhere I have been? No.
You're mine!
Take them all, take them all. Kill the undead. Get to the zombies.
A campfire would be good.
Okay, I hear you. We'll rest here. Let's rest here. Damage reduction 2. Rest. Would have been 97. Sagani draws up beside you her fox following at her heels and takes a seat next to you. Yeah. Okay.
Even if you are putting one over on me, it's nice to have a hunting party again.
Sounds like you've been gone from home a long time.
5 years for me. Must be 30-something for Ichimok.
Hearing its name, the fox looks up. How is the search going? Wow, what an adventure.
It certainly started out that way. It's been a long hunt. A long time away from my family. Before, I'd crossed the tundra of Nasitok following caribou herds. I didn't want to leave Kalu and our children, but I was eager to visit lands my people rarely do.
Wait, she's
But
she's
5 years
married with children?
It's like 2 hours of necking. I'm ready to be done with it.
Why do you have to
Soul
find him?
recovery is an old village tradition. We call it the Tarnek Ilitsak. Once in a generation, we seek the soul of a much respected and long dead village elder. We tell him what's changed in the village, how people remember him. The only other Tarnek Ilitsak during my lifetime happened when I was a girl, not long after Persak died. We feasted on blubber and fermented milk for a week, and we honored the chosen huntress as a hero. Then she left, and we returned to our duties. We still sang her name to the skies during festival season, but we otherwise didn't speak of her.
That's kind of sad. The original Sandman art was awesome. The Hellblazer art was pretty standard on page, but they did crazy experimental covers. I didn't read a lot of Vertigo, but I wasn't a DC person, you know. I kind of wanted to be, but DC was a little bit more mature back then. I was an X-Men. I was X-Men and Spider-Man. You're kind to say so, but I'm not so fragile that I need my name chanted in the meeting halls.
It's not being forgotten by my village that troubles me. But sometimes I wonder how my husband and children remember me, if they think of me often.
Of course they do. They must. I wish all these lines were voiced like those. I would like to believe it, and yet sometimes days go by and I realize that they have not crossed my thoughts. Such days are rare, but they happen. She looks away, tugging at the strap of her quiver. It shames me to think of it, but more than that, it scares me.
Still, there's no point in dwelling on it. More often, I find myself wondering whether Persoc will remember us. You claim to see souls. What do you think? Do you remember your past lives?
Not clearly. I figured. Most people don't anyway. I suppose that's why I'm supposed to remind Persoc of what he left behind in our village. Well, what would you tell him?
Masuk is probably much the same as it was 100 years ago. We live between tundra and frozen forests, and the land takes as much as it gives. But our hardships bring us together. And the elders truly unite us. They keep the stories of past generations, and they guide us from season to season, through good years and lean.
Fables is... Isn't there a video game based on that? Like a point-and-click adventure game? As Marvel Knights, which is now a DC Black Label, I guess. So I'm just starting to get into DC. In fact, there were no comics in my pull list in yet when I was at the comic store on Saturday, but I should have like 4 in when I go next week. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Okay. The one I was thinking of is The Wolf Among Us, where it's by Telltale Games. It is based on Bill Willingham's Fables comic book series, to which it serves as a prequel. At some point, I should play that. Vertigo is now DC Black Label. It is the dark adult lineup for DC. Must be nice to have a comic book store. It is. I very much like mine. Even my wife likes my comic book store. Not my comic book store, understand. The one that I go to. In bad years, we rely on trade with the merchants that pass our shores. We exchange walrus tusks and seal pelts for grains that last us the hard winters. Persoc brokered a lot of those agreements, too. She holds up the bear figurine. He got this from one of the Amaua ships that used to trade with us. Sounds like Persoc did a lot for your people.
That's what I'm supposed to remind him.
Sounds like you're on a hunt of your own, though. You feeling the thrill of the chase or ready for this to all be over? Every day running around like this keeps me from what matters to me. I'd been hoping to settle down. It's too early to tell. Fair enough. She rises and stretches, looking around. Might as well keep moving while we've got some daylight. All right, let's go. We're in good shape now. We're all rested, it seems.
Just say the word.
All right. That was a violent just say the word. Bigsby, the big bad wolf, who is the law enforcement for the Fables.
Can do.
Aha! Here she is, Austria. A woman caught mid-step across the room turns her head to face you. Long curls of black hair frame her face, one side of which is flecked with some green liquid. The gaze she sets upon you holds an eerie intensity. More interruptions. The woman sets down the book she holds, smiling faintly. What an interesting time we've been having of late. So many uninvited guests. I suppose I have you to thank for all the damage to my work. It took time to get those people back on their feet, you know. What is it you're doing here? I've come to see Lord Redrick. Were those yours? I prefer cats myself. Lord Redrick sent me to check on your progress. I have to click on the ones that are special anytime I get a chance, because I don't get a chance often enough. Regards you coldly for a long moment. At last, she throws her arms up in the air, in frustration. Of course he did. I thought I'd have a few days at least before he resumed his growling. If Lord Redrick wishes to see swifter progress, then perhaps he might deign to provide the materials I need. Does he think he is the only one growing impatient? I am gifted with this, she gestures to the room, pitiful little laboratory, and he expects miracles. And meanwhile, that old wretch, that useless priest, has the whole of the upper keep to himself. What does he provide? Superstition and useless advice. She lets out an angry gust of air. Very well, then. Look upon my progress. I have made what use of Kulsk's filthy cohorts I was able. Tell Redrick that I will have more useful information for him once I've been giving adequate time for study. If you're lucky, he won't hang you in my place. I don't like that. I want to get rid of her. I've lost my chance to attack her, I guess.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea, which is not very quiet.
That'll do it.
Bigsby and the third little pig spend time together because Bigsby is the reformed big bad wolf and feels guilty for eating the first two little pigs. Oh, can I just click the sword icon and smack her? Let's do that.
You.
Brave.
She didn't last long. Yeah, that worked. That's what she gets for turning all of those men into ghouls. I call it vengeance. I call it vengeance. Righteous vengeance. That's what we're going to call it. Wait. Oh, his inventory's full. We also got the rusted iron cell key out of that. Smeech, why are you carrying all this stuff? Who needs all these traps? Oh wait, there's still more stuff in here. A black cat? At first you think this poor creature is diseased, for its black fur seems to have fallen off its hide in patches. But when the cat turns to investigate a fly on the wall, you note that an entire section of its ribcage is open to the air. Some of its tail has rotted away altogether to reveal a few jagged vertebrae. This doesn't seem to bother the cat much. It lets out a trilling purr and rubs against your shin. Spend a few pleasant moments scratching the cat between the ears. Black fur comes away in clumps. You pick up the surprisingly light and unexpectedly pointy creature, and it purrs contentedly in your arms. Look at that! Now we've got a black cat. Lots of stuff. I should be reading those.
Laying low.
Third pig used this to his advantage to not have to stay on the farm where all the talking animals got banished. So wait, is that the one where, like, does he actually eat the third little pig? And then the third little pig like respawns, or am I thinking of something else? Okay, so we found a way up, but we're not going to go there until we have completed our exploration of this little dungeon area. I don't remember that happening, but I do remember him feeding the pig bacon. Oh, that's terrible. But pigs will eat like that. Pigs will not hesitate to be cannibalistic.
You should have run!
That's it! Gotcha!
Oh, yeah. I did it again.
Craved out philophily. That's it!
Do you want some even knowing what it is? I mean, it's bacon. Can you really blame them? It's like, have you ever smelled bacon? It would be hard to smell bacon and not want to devour it. Okay, that's pretty much it in here. We do have... There was a door back over here somewhere. Here. Oh, Squig, you like turkey bacon more? My kids are the same way. They prefer turkey bacon. I can't stand turkey bacon. It just doesn't taste right to me. Here they come.
I'll go on ahead.
Evidently, the key that I have is not the proper key. What is this? Ram horn helm. It does nothing, but can you wear it? Yes. Yes, he can. Why am I carrying all this stuff in people's bags? Too much inventory. Okay, so that was not the right key to get through this door, I guess. Unless I have to have the key in my inventory. Evidently, I do not. So I think maybe I'm going to be coming back here later. Whoops, cancel. Palladium only listed contributing illustrators in their books, not who did what piece. Ooh. That's not cool.
Quick and quiet.
Heading up the stairs into the keep's kitchen. Am I going to have to fight my way through the entire keep, or am I going to be able to pretend like I'm just here to, I don't know, inspect things? That leads further up the stairs. Nope, we're gonna kill everybody in the keep. All of Redrick's guards are complicit, I suppose. Or at least, that's how we're going to define it for ourselves. We're gonna justify it by saying that. Whoops.
Nothing will slip past that. You're mine.
We do have a mage out there. I probably better get to him quick. Come on. We got a mage to kill. There we go. Oh, priest. Yeah, see, I'm really getting the feeling that I was supposed to do this before I ever went anywhere from this town. Like, this was supposed to be a beginning of the game kind of thing, is what it's feeling like to me.
Crave thou philothil.
There we go. That guy may or may not have a spell that we need. Probably not. The joints are fringed with rust. Okay. Think that was much more common back in the day. Probably. Don't think Randy Post or Fred Fields signed any of their game book art. Did say that the dungeon was going to make everything. You did say that. Yeah, I'm not going to deny that the dungeon maybe.
What's in here?
Well, I don't have what's needed to open that. That takes a mechanics of 7, and I've only got a mechanics of 6.
I shall be quiet as a calm sea.
I don't really speak lightly.
You're mine. That's how it's done.
Come on. There we go.
Hello.
Another
Hello?
priest. Oh, the priest got a gut shot. That had to hurt. Take all that. What else do we have? Oh, I don't mind stealing from this place. I mean, if we're gonna like rob a keep and kill everybody in it, we may as well steal everything they've got. What's up? Your mom probably bought them today, but you can make them if you want. If you want to make them, you can bring me one or two. I'll share them with you. Cool. Sure. My son's gonna make jalapeno poppers at 11:30 at night. They got credit as illustrators, just not for individual pieces. I was trying to find like the definitive artist for the style I'm thinking, and the Nightbane books was a good. I have those books. I always wanted to play. I only ever played once. I guess I'll have to go with Mike Dringenberg's Sandman art. I guess I found my way around.
Crave thou philothili.
Our animal companions are doing all the real work.
This fight is mine.
Mostly because our archers keep blocking the doors. How are we looking? There we go. We're about half done with this floor, it looks like.
Light, flame, and sound will keep
Wonder what this is.
Oh, we found a secret. Oh, it's a secret door. Okay. I could take these books and sell them later. He also did a crap ton of OG Magic the Gathering cards. Artist who did the death art in Sandman. Let's take a look. Oh, okay. Okay. That looks really familiar. So after 2 weeks, I have caught up on every story except the latest raid in Final Fantasy XIV, including all the Stormblood stuff, and tried leveling a Sage. I got to 82. Only doing island stuff now. Reminds me of why I left after a while. If you don't have people to actively play with, there's nothing to do. Yeah, you just got to find people to play with. I haven't ever found people to play with, but I haven't got to the point where I have nothing left to do. When I get to that point, I will either have to start actively playing with the guild that I'm in, or maybe look at joining somebody else's guild.
As promised.
Ooh, a blunting belt. Who has no belt on? You don't have a belt on. Wear a belt. Most of the sample work. I definitely recognize the magic cards. The enchanter covers look familiar. Okay, I do like this art. I like it quite a bit. He went by Mike D. Did manage to buy an apartment in Ishgard? Congrats. Must be making some money. You have your own housing. I don't know how much it costs to buy an apartment. Oh no! Blood still wet runs from the woman's slit throat, soaking into the sheets below. Is that his wife?
Found it.
What is this? This looks like a ring of unshackling. Grants suppress affliction. Okay, is he wearing? No. There you go. Another. Oh, that item cannot occupy that slot. You only get one ring. And you are using of deflection. There you go. Now you have a ring. Congrats.
Just say the word.
I think this was Raedric's wife.
Just say the word.
Champion of Barath, and there was a paladin up there too. We're under attack. They don't seem to care. Raedric, let him approach. Flanked by a host of guards, all of whom regard you with mute hostility, Lord Raedric VII observes you from his throne, clad in ornate plate. His eyes have a hollow quality, and there is a pallor to the man's gaunt face that leaves his features showing stark against his dark and unkempt hair. Apartments only cost 500k? That's not bad. Time to check something. Be right back. And 30 minutes. Thanks for the heads up, Squig. We'll see you when you get back. There's a dagger discarded upon one of the stone arms of the chair. A thin crimson rivulet worms its way down from the blade and past Raedric's fingers, even as he leans forward to regard you with a piercing. So he did just kill his wife. Man, this looks like it could be a tough fight. Thought he'd be better looking, even with all the inbreeding. Though his face is calm, you notice Idir's hand straying towards his weapon, as though with a mind of its own. It seems I have you to thank for the chaos spreading through my keep. I have expected some invading
It
army.
is unlike Kolsch to hire mercenaries.
Kolsch.
Or foreigners, for that matter. And you are not one of mine. So I cannot accuse you of treason.
His fingers closed loosely around the pommel of the dagger, as if to ascertain if it is still there, and then flinch away. Perhaps he thought he ought to have considered such tactics sooner. You've made short work of my guards. They were good and loyal servants. Loyal to my coin, if not to me. They deserved a better fate than you gave them.
What has my cousin promised you? Some grand reward? If he had any resources to his name, he would not covet mine. And if he had any honor in him, he would not have tried this here, now, when I have lost so much.
It deserves a better leader. I wouldn't talk about... I saw the blood upon your bed. Ragic's face darkens with sudden fury. You do not know what you speak of. The blasphemies that fell from her lips. The dead things she brought into the world as a result. Gilded Vale's laws hold true for all within my lands. None can be exempt. Ygritte received a just sentence. Whatever her title or her worth to me. Whatever the cost I bear. You speak in ignorance. Just as you have stumbled in ignorance upon my foolish cousin's plots without understanding what is at stake. Okay. Radric makes a low, huffing noise of disbelief. And you think Kolsch is that leader? What does he understand of what it means to be Thane? Thane? Thane. To be Thane. Sorry, this is not D&D. He has gathered a meager assembly of illiterate farmers and scavengers to himself and sends these in suicidal action against my guards.
You are a pawn in Kolsch's designs, and he has kept his motivations from you for a reason. I wonder if you understand what it is you do, or what you might accomplish if you were better informed. You have proven your competence in your way, and had I such an ally, we might together put an end to Gilded Vale's woes, lift the curse once and for all, and in doing so, return us to a life where such strict measures are not necessary.
They always try to justify what they've done. All right. I'm willing to listen.
Good. The stakes are too high for rash action. Be assured Defiance Bay will hear of your assistance to me.
You are in a position to put a swift end to this rebellion, and I have wasted too many resources on Kolsch, and paid the cost for it. Kill him, and I can refocus my attentions upon this blight. Between the priest and my animancer, we can determine a cure. My family will be the last to suffer for this legacy. I don't know. I think it's nice that someone's there to distract him from killing the rest of my town, even if they're not the best neighbors these days. He has doubtless attempted to ply you with lies, hoping to pull you to his side. He will permit you to approach him so that he might work upon you further, and then you will have the opportunity. I'm not convinced.
So be it.
Boom! Death! Death from all! Trooper thingy! Kill this mage. We don't want that guy. Wolf guy, kill this thing. Archmage.
Just say the word.
You kill him.
Ready, Watcher.
You kill him.
How may I
You.
help?
Couple of fireballs coming online. Focus on getting that Archmage down.
Hey.
You. Go straight for the big bad. You. Give us a circle of protection. Over here-ish. Ready? Everybody? Oh, wait, what are you
Following
doing?
your lead.
You're attacking. You're also going to attack the Archmage.
Crave thou philothili.
What happened? Weapon ineffective. Adir's weapon is ineffective. But as long as he's keeping attention, that's all that matters. Redrick casts Flames of Devotion.
You should have run.
Okay, excellent. Okay.
Aye?
Everybody done? Did you cast your fireball? You still working on casting a fireball? I see your electric burst thing. Drop that there. Okay, Archmage is casting Jolting Touch. That's fine. Sagani's target is destroyed, so the Archmage is dead. So turn to the bodyguard. Okay, Paladin of Bareth. That's fine.
Aye?
What is taking you so long? Are you even casting this spell? You know what? Cast it on this champion and get it done with.
What?
Okay, Itumak is... bodyguard is dead. So Itumak, focus on the Paladin.
Ready, Watcher.
You can focus on the Paladin also. What are you actually in the process of doing? You were dropping a Pillar of Faith, but I think the person you're dropping it on is dead now. So let's drop it over here instead. Smeech's target is destroyed. He's going to stop targeting now again.
Beyond the sea.
Not very helpful.
Well, so much for that spell cast. Everyone now on the Paladin of Bareth. Paladin is dead. Champion. Champion is dead.
What? Following your lead.
Can't get a good shot.
There we go.
Roak 10.
That's one way to do it. I guess we won.
Just say the word.
Woo! We've overthrown a tyrant. Justice. Unique greatsword, two-handed. Okay, that sounds cool. That's going to you. Spellwright's Tome. The rest of that stuff looked like it was nothing. Okay. So. That's nice. 10% damage as Crush. Accuracy versus deflection. Fine crushing lash. Wonderful. Wonderful. Loving it. What's in the Spellwright's Tome that we don't know? Some more first level spells. The spell of Consular's Parasitic Staff. Bah. We'll learn them. Was this one? Miasma of Dull-Mindedness? I do not think you want two mages in your party. Man, you would run through money so fast. Okay, the Spellwright's Tome is done. All the Spellwright Tomes are going to be the same. Then we got Austria's Grimoire. Has a level 3 spell that we don't know. Crackling Bolt. Excellent. And none of this looks special, necessarily.
Just say the word.
We're done with that. All we got to do is release him from a cell, reach Redrick's hold. Lord Redrick waits somewhere within. Confront Lord Redrick. He's dead,
Leave
right?
it to me.
So I think we're done with that part. We heard that you had moved against the keep, and yet we arrived too late. But a moment earlier, and I would have heard his dying breath. No matter. It is done. The tyrant is dead, and our village is free to move into a greater future. Gilded Vale owes you a great debt. I owe you a great debt. You have accomplished what I could not. Take what rewards you care from Redrick's vaults. You have earned them twice over. Kolsch looks at the throne room, smiling. There is much to do. We must send word to the Earl, of course. Revoke the cruel laws Redrick has instated. But do not think we will forget your assistance. You have brought about great change. Take pride. Everyone will remember this moment. Come, men. Clear these bodies from the hall. With that, Kolsch strides eagerly toward the throne room. We got a whole bunch of experience. We completed Lord of a Barren Land. A couple of people gained levels. Finally, speech gains a level. And got enough points for one more point in mechanics. Oh, boy. Oh, well. It's something. Heal companion. Heal the animal companion. That's kind of nice. We want... do we want... What is driving flight? Range attack bounce? Wait a minute. Each ranged attack loosed by the ranger contains such force as to fly straight through the first target and hit another target behind it for less damage. Ranged attacks bounce one time. I'm going to take that for sure. Yeah, it is. It's one more point of mechanics. Yeah, so we've got Ricochet. I'll take one more point of mechanics. I don't know if it's going to make it so that we can actually get through. Survival. We'll just keep that point. Vigorous defense. The fighter becomes fiercely determined to deflect all incoming blows. I could take another weapon to give him an option aside from sword. Because I think I have a flail. Or do I have a flail or do I have a mace? I may have a mace. Minus 20% armor speed penalty. That would be nice. Since Elite, I have not yet. I haven't. I was wanting to gain one or two levels before we went back there. I think we'll probably try going back there tomorrow night and see if we can find a way to get around it, or find that way to get around it. 50% of damage taken converted to healing over time for 15 seconds. What? That's great. I think I might take that. 3 per rest. And that I would rather have something that was passive. That's 2 per rest. But it does give him an AoE. And knocks enemies prone. Immune to frightened and terrified. I do like passives. Do I still have the guide saved? Yes. I don't know. You go Fearless? Okay. That's good enough for me, Topher. Fearless it is. That lets me make the choice real easy. Now, there's still, I'm assuming that the room downstairs is what we can get to now, but also we haven't even looked at the next floor. There might still be stuff we can steal in this castle.
I'll have this open in no time.
Required 3 lockpicks.
That'll do it.
Hey, look at that. 2 more level ups. We could put this into lore. Confusion. We can get a level 4 spell. Essential Phantom. Creates a ghostly double caster, causing shock damage to enemies hit by it. Summons Alos Duplicate. Or we can take Iron Skin. My Minoleta's Concussive Missiles. Wall of Flame. Writhing Tentacles. If the time ever comes and your party gets feared, like in Baldur's Gate 2, you couldn't control anyone and almost died. So at least you get one person not losing. Right, that's true. Wait, Minor Grimoire Imprint gives the caster access to up to 3 free 3rd or lower level spells from the target's spell list. The wizard can subsequently cast those spells an unlimited number of times for the duration. Interesting. That would be cool. But I'm thinking either Concussive Missiles or Writhing Tentacles. I'm going to take Writhing Tentacles because it sounds more fun. Did I not take it? I didn't. Go back. I accidentally took the wrong spells. There we go. 1 point in lore. How many spells can you point out and put out in 21 seconds? Yeah, it's hard to say. Probably not that many. Oh, look. So I got 2 spells. I can take Concussive Missiles and Writhing Tentacles. We just have to make sure they're in his grimoire.
Aye?
They are. Perfect. And then she's all stealthy and survival-y. Give her that 1 point in athletics so she can get second wind. What do I want her to have? Takedown? If successful, prone for 58 seconds. That could give her an interrupt. Let's take that for her. Almost to another entry. Nice. Arrow Sense gives you defense against ranged weapons. I got your gift. I can't believe someone actually wrote down that kind of thing on parchment. I left something for you in the chapel. Careful not to go digging in the wrong skull again. Rob them all. So we got to find our chapel.
Laying low.
I'll have this open in no time.
Oh, Kana gained another experience. Perfect. Okay. You could also go with another point of lore. And then you gained a whole bunch of spells. "100% can read." I never doubted it for a moment. Hey, there's Nedmar. He asked me to tell you that he kept the carving since he was a boy. Nedmar's eyes widen. With sudden vigor, he rushes forward to grasp your arm. "Oh, thank the gods! Thank you! I did not think you could... That is, I feared... I did not want him to meet the Pale Knight so soon. Here, take this. I've little wealth to offer. Better to give something of use. Gods keep you, my friend, and our new Thane as well." 2 times Scrolls of Protection. Excellent. We're just robbing everyone. Here we go. Let's make sure this is not trapped. Nope.
Wonder what this is.
I don't see it. Do you guys see it? Something should be highlighted in purple. There it is. Just a... Okay. Just a secret entrance to a room I've already been in. 5 minutes. Let's see if we can get back. Finish this floor and get back to the basement of the keep. Is that another floor? Did I go up again? Thank you. Is that really half of? There were that many in there?
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you.
Apparently they've been in the freezer for like at least a month.
Do what?
Apparently they've been in the freezer for a month.
Are they not very good?
I don't know, but that's what Mom said, so they might be freezer for.
Mom's still up?
Oh.
Okay, I'm outside. We'll explore real quick then. Keep moving. I got no reason to kill these people anymore. These are my people now. Well, I wonder what would happen if I killed the new Thane. I just make myself the Thane. I will be Thane now. All right, we need another exit from here. It's going to be right over there. I'm hoping that means that we can actually open this door down here. Keep what you kill. I killed everything, so I'll keep it all. This one? Yes. That one leads back down. Okay, and with luck, we can get through this door now. I don't know if we can, but he did say we could have whatever we found in the treasury. Really wish they would bring out more Riddick movies. I watched the Riddick movies back in the day. I enjoyed them, but I like Vin Diesel, so... Okay, so that's not the treasury. I don't know where the treasury is, evidently. I hate to leave, so I might just save in here. And do a search, see if I can find where the treasury is. Be better than another 10 to 20 Fast and Furious movies. I've only watched the first, like, 3 or 4 now. I have 4, because I just watched Fast and Furious. Bloodspot, I did not see. Can we go up this? I don't remember it being great. I remember being okay. And then never actually watching the second one. Because there was a second one, right?
I'll have this open in no time. That'll do it.
All right, well, maybe that's it. Maybe we have found everything we're going to find in here. I don't know where the treasury was supposed to be. But all right, that is going to be it. Tomorrow night, we will head back to our own keep. Tomorrow night, we'll head back to our own keep and see if we can get through the last few floors of the dungeon now that we've gained a couple more levels. Yeah. Return of Xander Cage is such a great name. That's what we'll do. Come back tomorrow. Let's see what we can do. Thank you guys very much for hanging out with me. You make my night so much fun. I hope to see you again real soon. Until next time, stay sharp. Be excellent to each other. Have a great night.